Guess what just arrived in the mail? We have parts for Jessica's Jeep. Let's unbox everything and show you what we're going to do. We're tenting it up. Not lightweight boxes, that's for sure. We got this one. Made in China. Extreme terrain. So, we have two things we're installing today. Well, definitely installing one thing today. I'm not sure if the tent's here yet. I don't think the tent is here. When you get a tent, you gotta have something to put a tent on. And so this should be a rack to mount the tent on. I sure would have liked to have made one. Bought a tubing bender, done the whole 9 yards. Probably could have done it. Probably could have gotten away with it. Probably could have made something really nice. But this is cheaper than buying the tool. Unfortunately, cheaper than buying the steel and a lot quicker. I can already tell what some of these parts are because of the way that they are. Like this one's got a plate, so that one's going to go around the windshield. Like we got a big old box of stuff. And we got another box over there. And eventually maybe we might even find some distractions. And unfortunately, we have lots of polystyrene. I ever mentioned how much I hate polystyrene? I am not a big fan of roof racks. Absolutely not a fan at all. But me and Jessica hit those trails hard, and we're going to be doing the Washington Backcountry Discovery Route this summer after doing Vancouver Island. Installation instructions. 2007 to 2018 Jeep Wrangler JK 2-door. It's a good sign. I ordered the right part. They sent me the right part. Or at least they sent me the right instructions. Fairly lengthy little bit of box. Bunch of stuff here. We have got at least a dozen pages with pictures. We've got a diagram showing us all the Lego parts we have to put back together again. And I also see here we have the frame mount, which is an important thing that I wanted. We have got all sorts of thumb screws, we've got pads, we've got bolts, lots of nuts and bolts, all sorts of things. Alright, this is the long stuff. This is like IKEA for Jeeps. Everything's lettered. It's got tabs to insert things, and away you go. More polystyrene. Installation instructions. Again, they sent us 2 copies of the same instructions. Interesting. I suppose that does make sense because somebody could lose one. Okay, so how do we know which one is which and which one is what? There's some reusable material here. This is like a nice piece of neoprene. Might be using that, reusing that. Bottom line, it looks like I'm going to spend the first hour just unwrapping all this plastic. So I will say bonus points for doing a really good job of packaging everything. So July we are headed to Vancouver Island for a week for Jessica's birthday. We will be doing a little bit of wheeling. Almost fits. Doing a little bit of wheeling in Vancouver Island, and then we will be coming home the long way. We will be coming back via the Washington Backcountry Discovery Route, or BDR. And that might take us a week, or 2, or 3, or longer. I'm not 100% sure. These look like crossbars. Alright. Now, give me a little bit and I'll get this all unwrapped. Alright, step 1. Remove 4 factory screws from passenger right windshield frame. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. And that looks like a Torx. Let's go find something. Alright, looks like the magic juice is T40. That fits perfectly. These are going to roll right out. And yes, this is not an impact bit. Don't know where my impact bit went to. It's floating around in the truck somewhere, I hope, or I kicked it out on the ground. Anyways, bunch of these to go. Don't remove these 2. Don't remove these 2. It's just those 4. This piece doesn't come off. Rack just goes in here. Ooh. One strip. One strip. There we go. So here's an interesting question. There's a plastic washer, just like this. It's attached to some of these screws. The instructions don't tell you whether or not to remove the plastic washer or not. So, I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to leave them, but I'm going to look through the hardware and see. The next part of the instructions does offer a clue. It includes a washer and a lock washer, but I think I'm going to retain the plastic one against the body because it seems like it might offer some sort of weather sealing. Things that might help in this and identifying stuff is having a bolt identifier, and I've got calipers, so I'm able to basically measure out that, as the instructions say, that is indeed a 35mm bolt, 35mm long, per the instructions. Need washers, lock washers. So let's see what we got here. Well, this is kind of annoying. The instructions mention putting these adhesive panels against the metal, which makes sense. You don't want to mar your finish on the Jeep. Okay, so that one makes sense, except there's no holes in them. So I'm going to have to figure out how to make holes in these. Not that big of a deal. And this one is, well, it's not even the right size. So does that mean I'm supposed to cut that down? I would assume I do. There's no other foam, no other pads, so make some holes, cut some of these things. Honestly, I think these plastic washers are more to retain the screw than anything. That might actually help in my favor here.
Part of the frame?
Well, technically the frame is underneath the vehicle.
Right, but does parts of the frame come up at all?
No.
Into the, oh, okay.
No. This is attached to the body. But
Some like if I like the body parts help make the frame.
well, that would be a unibody vehicle, and a Jeep is not a unibody vehicle. A unibody would be like a Cherokee, or the Focus, or.
Okay.
All right, so that's installed. So what actually does make sense, at least in terms of body mounting the back, which we may get to, is it actually came with parts to do the body mount in addition to the frame mount, so we could decide. The advantage to body mounting it is that this body sits on sits on rubber isolator pads to isolate vibrations between the frame and the running gear, the engine, and the cab. If we hard mount the back through it could cause some vibration or noise or something. But that feels nice and stout. I mean, I can move the whole.
I can see it flexible.
Okay, well, I can move the whole Jeep. I didn't go crazy on the bolts yet because we may have to do some wiggling.
I need a screw.
Yep, I got 4 of them right here. Alright, and before we get carried away on this one, we need to get this crossbar in. Got ahead of myself on the instructions because we got to get this cross tube in place. We are looking for a tube that's got 4 rubber plugs, and then we're going to need these longer bolts for bolting it into place. The question is, do we have enough space? That is not the right bar.
Not the right bar.
That's how you hold up lights. Okay. That goes there. Maybe not. I got it in a little deeper. Nope, you're right. Okay, it's fitting. Slide it in. You got it. There you go. Send it to home. Alright, remember those long ones? I believe they go in here as well.
From front to back?
Yeah. I didn't catch you quick enough.
Do you need one of your plastic mallets?
What's that?
Do you need one of your plastic mallets?
Nope, I need you to loosen that side up. I didn't go fast enough. All 4 loose?
Yep.
Mallet time.
That's what I'm doing.
It's amazing how much better things go when you follow the instructions. Alright, that one's through. you that it goes like that. Can you confirm with the instructions?
With the bolt just from the front to back.
Yeah. And that bolt seems long. Ah.
Too long what, Jack?
Long tube, the one that I mistakenly tried to put on the front. Tube.
Maybe you had one of those.
So take that, and then we need a 65 millimeter bolt, that, and a nylock, and then we're going to take and we're going to do this part of the instructions. Does that make sense? So follow me. Put that tube in right there. There you go. Align the holes, perfect. And if that's aligned right, then that should slide right through. And I'm not sure that I want the bolt down, so I think I'm going to flip that around and put the bolt up. That washer, yep, that goes there first. And it's basically a big washer sandwich. That makes sense? Washers on both sides, and we're just going to do these finger tight for right now. And that'll do.
Oh, lady.
Alright, so we did that. Do not tighten hardware.
We never looked at this.
Temporary open end toward rear of side tube with removable tape.
Yep.
Okay, so in their instructions, they're talking about putting tape on the end so we don't scratch the top. But we've already got plenty of scratches on here, and this thing's hanging pretty well. I think we'll just take it easy and skip that step. Alright, so what's the next page show us? Step 7, move to the rear of the vehicle. Determine correct procedure to install the rear mounting legs. Okay, so we are going to, since we have an aftermarket bumper, we're going to see if we can frame mount this instead of body mount it. So remove these bolts. Roof rack bottom leg mounting location. Okay, well let's see if this will indeed line up with some of these holes. And it will if we remove those bumper bolts. So that's perfect. We may need to space that with some washers as well, because you see we have the thickness of the bumper. So we're in top-notch shape right there. So what do you guess that bolt size is? I bet you that's an 18?
12 and a half.
12 and a half. I'm going with 18. Alright, is it 18? Aha, I guess I chose wisely. Not too worried about taking the bumper off a little bit at a time for a couple reasons. One, we don't have a tire hanging on here. And two, it's not that heavy. These bolts are going to go in here. Make sure that those do indeed work. We might actually need to chase that thread.
I guess these are like factory reinforced.
Yep, that's the correct thread. Okay, so what I want to do here, I've got a tap. And I'm going to put a little bit of thread tapper on here because these things have been so muddy for so long. I want to chase these out with a tap to get some nice, clean threads.
How'd you get mud?
It's not my fault. Jessica did it.
Yeah.
That in. See how much easier that goes in there when those holes are cleaned up? All right, grab the other.
Yep, and then the washers I can hand to you.
Oh, you need that. All right, we are out of alignment. We are in the wrong hole. Starting over again. I wonder if are we supposed to drill a hole in that third spot? We got Both washers stacked on there. Let's see if that gets us close.
No, they're wrong. They're heckless.
Yep. I need a socket for them. So I'm hoping that you could identify. We may need longer bolts here. I don't think these are going to be long enough. Backing plate has moved.
Nope.
There's the backing plate. Can you grab that and push it in? I'm trying to fight it. Thank you. Oh yeah, that's a huge difference. Having Jessica hold that. There we go, now it's threading. Okay. Now we're gonna get so lucky back here.
How tight?
That's about right. That's good. Is this the right size head? Yep. That looks like a 14 or a 15, so let me grab you that.
Nope. No. Ouch. Ouch. Game over.
Alright, I need a really long extension.
Oh.
Alright, we're gonna get this good and tight because we don't like these things rolling loose on the trail. Bolts are in. I had to space this out just a little bit with washers, so we're gonna see how that affects alignment as that goes up. Something tells me there's gonna be enough play, but we'll be okay. All right, and we need to repeat that same step on this side. All right, while Jessica's working on that side, I am gonna take a look at the instructions in the next step, because we're basically doing this. And we got that. We did the passenger side. And Jessica's actually working on the driver's side. We're getting ahead of ourselves again, but okay. That's essentially what we need to do. Gotta hook all that together.
Should I not be bolting?
Oh yeah, this is gonna get ugly. Boy, I have that wrong orientation. I don't think this is gonna go. No, that's definitely that one. I'm gonna put this bar into place. And maybe I can get it to fit while it's loose. And that way when we're all set on the other side. I have a bad feeling that we are going to have to put this entire bar on all at the same time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Any way you can get that to pivot, so only one bolt, like the...
I have to take 3 out, so
Yeah.
give me a second.
Pull it off right now. It's like we get to do it over again. You see you snapped your license plate bracket?
Yep. I think winch line did that or something.
I think that might have been the tree.
That might have been a tree.
Alright, you got all but one?
No. Now I have all the one.
Okay, so that's gonna go on. Watch, don't let me pinch your fingers.
I know.
Okay. Yep, that did the trick. Okay. That's what we got it now. Can you get the rest of the bolts on?
Maybe.
You might need to manipulate that plate that's underneath it. Do you need me to do that for you? Or?
Plate? What plate?
There's a sandwich plate underneath in here. It may need to go up or down.
Down?
The plate that's inside?
Yeah, down?
The plate needs to go down?
Yeah.
It's all the way down.
Okay, then I don't know what to tell you. I can hold this.
Is this other one tight? That's pretty tight.
Only because it's
Yeah.
got a lot of weight in it.
Yeah. That allowed me to manipulate it, you see? And that's what I needed.
Don't make it too tight because we still gotta get the other ones.
Okay, that one's in the right orientation. Okay. Okay, so you got that one in,
Yeah.
and finger tight it. Then we're gonna do it.
Hello!
Hello! Wow!
You like it?
Yeah, now I can even drive it.
Bash bars for everything?
Yep.
Although, technically speaking, these are not roll cage certified. Okay, so we got this. So now we gotta take apart the other side and do it all over again. Alright, so that bar goes up right there.
So if these aren't roll bars, what are they?
The wrap
It's essentially
for our
just
roof
for her tent.
Oh, okay, fancy.
And the idea with the tent is because we're kind of nuts when we go out driving. A lot of times we end up driving 10 or 12 hours in a day.
You don't want to take a half hour.
Well, and you don't have to have a flat spot either. Sleep in the middle of the road. Well,
Alright,
Now
so
you're talking.
we got to loosen up all of the stuff and shove all of this in at the same time. Oh, wait a second.
Is it going?
I have that in there, but I did not get that into there. So yeah, that all has to come apart and get fed up into that. Now, can I do that without scratching? I don't think I can, so you're going to have to undo all of that. You got 18 and you're going to need the 16 on the other side. And I think all you need to do is loosen. Okay, or just take it out. You already got that one out, so try to loosen, just a little bit of loosen on the next one. That's not that size.
Where's the 16?
Well, I want you to loosen this one. Just a little squirt. Okay. You want to hold that? I'll get you the 16. There's the 16. Remember the washers, and those are probably going to have to come completely out. And unfortunately that 16 is going to have to come out as well. And you're going to basically take it out. I'm going to roll this in. And then you're going to go right back out. Ready?
Yep.
It's got to go down. It's got to go down. It's got to go down. And go up. Okay, now you put it back in. You got that backing plate, and if you push too hard or wiggle too much, you'll knock the backing plate out of alignment. Ah. See if I can get into the backing plate. Not a launch vehicle. Okay. Up.
I think it needs to go a little towards the front of the vehicle.
Trying to get the nut to align, and it's just not threading.
I don't think it's up high enough.
What is going on there? Let's try the back one. Okay, it's got to go in. Can you shove it towards the Jeep? at all.
It's all the way against.
Okay, now it's got to go back,
Back.
Forward.
forward towards the front of the Jeep. Wow, this is not lining up.
Which one are you doing? That one?
Yeah. If
You
you
sure
live, I'm close. It's just starting to bite. I think.
No, out.
You go up there.
There. I got it already. Woohoo!
Okay.
The
Now-
whole thing's gonna have to go forward
Yep.
with those other two. That was too far.
Oh, where's the driver?
No. There's.
That's what it made. That's not that bad.
There it goes.
You get it straight. Yeah, I gotta go this way. Yeah, we gotta get up there so you can see it.
There, now try. I was gonna say just try the bolt.
Yeah, well,
There we go. That will help, Dad.
there we go. Now it'll go.
Beautiful. Alright, we gotta do this one. We gotta get that tight. And then we gotta check all the crossbars. Making progress. Jumped all over the place with the instructions, but I wingding it through. Don't tighten hardware. Don't tighten hardware. I keep tightening hardware. To get the body mount one, because the body mount one would mount the body here. We don't need those instructions. And any of this hole drilling. We're already done with all this stuff, so I think we're pretty much down to crossbars. And it looks like the crossbars go on with knobs. So, we're going to put one all the way back. And Houston, we have a problem. I do not think I lined these holes up correctly. These holes are 180 out. And now the question is, can I rotate? Yeah, crossbar holes are not lined up. We got the tubes reversed. Got the left tube on the right side and the right side on the wrong side. Whole thing has to come apart again. 180 complete utter failure. Okay. Front back on. Ready? Yeah.
Oh, that's all.
Okay, I'm in. Now the fun part of shoving all of these I'm assuming you're going to want the tent more towards the back of the Jeep.
Got it under control?
I think so, thank you.
Yep.
So what you're going to do is take this Allen key, insert that in there, and then use the socket, and just start tightening them all up. That work for you? I don't think we want the front crossbar for this. I think that we stick with these two back ones, and hold on, okay, go. Don't like that. We can always cut them off with a grinder, you know what I mean? Okay, let's do this front one. Let's do this front one while I get the scaffolding. God, that hurt. No. I will be.
Going down your shin?
Yep. I don't want to go too crazy on tightening these because my guess is they're going to have to move for the tent. But at the same time too, they can't move for the tent because there's not enough holes. See what I'm saying? This one can move over one little jump, and that's it. Thing about
That looks more like a bumper.
Sure. The other one seemed more like a plug. But every time I've guessed, I've been wrong and taken everything apart again, so. No clue. Take your best guess.
The other plugs are for the hole in the rack. All those bumpers and things are for the bottom mount.
Alright, so now we need to find out if we got a whistle. And so far so good. I really don't notice anything different, do you?
Not at 55.
Maybe at 90.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. But I don't know if that was anything different than what I did before, you know what I mean? Homeward bound. Alright, so that was the installation of a Barricade Roof Rack from Extreme Terrain. Made in China, not my favorite thing. Price wasn't too terribly bad. Installation was a little bit of a bear, but that was mostly because I failed to follow the instructions on multiple occasions. That and our aftermarket bumper kind of messed around with their alignment and some other things, so got it all fixed, installed. Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a great day. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, do all those magic things, go out, volunteer, have a great day, and see you guys in the next one. Okay, let's get on the tire first, and then I'm going to get under it.